my Exner for what should be a game that you keep your eye on, because even though you might not recognize a team like Into the Breach, you might not recognize a team like MOUZ NXT, but that's if you live under a rock. This one's pretty interesting to watch because as of yesterday, Smooya is now on trial with Into the Breach, so I'm fairly certain that we are got to get a show.
Yeah, we are certainly going to get a show. On top of that, I mean, we have a little bit of new news coming out. This is just hot off the presses as well, but JDC just got promoted to the main roster above NBK, so there's a lot of, you know, turnaround here in these two teams that are kicking things off for this matchup. So, you know, we might see MOUZ NXT on this roster for now, but I will see for how much longer that remains a consistency.
Yeah, I mean, do we know if JDC is going to even be playing in this game? Like, I'd assume he would.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, probably. It's a little bit late potentially for replacements. I imagine he's still hanging on in the roster.
I was going to say, yeah, but still, I mean, look, that is a very big player for MOUZ NXT to have taken away from you. I mean, we saw recently how good JDC can be. He showed up big in their last game that we covered. I believe it was against Apex, if I'm not mistaken. Or, yeah, but still, it's like, it's just a crucial key to the puzzle, and eventually, I wonder if MOUZ NXT is going to fall apart. That's what's happening in the back of my mind, because now, not only did Torzi get taken from them, but they got a bit of a lucky drawing when they were able to poach up MHL. Then they got JDC taken away from them, and MOUZ NXT are just, or MOUZ's main roster are just stealing the stars like a baby steals candy from his brother or something. Like, what are they going to do to keep replacing these stars?
Yeah. I mean, well, they keep finding more, so I wouldn't be like too worried, right? Because like it seems like all the time, you know, they take away Torzi. They add MHL, who's still, I believe last time we casted him, it was versus Ungentium, and he dropped 40 kills over in the Pinnacle Winter Series #3. So it's not like they're at all hurting for any sort of stars here. But we'll take a look at the roster. And like you said, man, you still have MHL and Xertion there to lead the charge. I mean, JDC, he can fill more of like potentially a clutch role. He had quite a bit of clutches in that third map decider versus Ungentium. Still couldn't pull it across the line, but definitely one of the heavy hitters on MOUZ NXT. But that still leaves you with a lot of firepower with this combination of MHL and Xertion that, for the most part, lead the charge.
100% right, but I mean, still, as of recent, I haven't really heard of Xertion as much as I'd like to. I mean, recently, feel like it's been a bit inconsistent from him. Maybe not. Yeah, like in his own stride, you could see that he's been struggling just when it comes to impact, when it comes to the scoreboards. He hasn't really been showing up, and I wonder if that's maybe because of like MHL and his new recruit. Who knows? Maybe he's taken away some of those roles that Xertion used to play, taken some of the spots that he was comfortable at. But I still want to see more from him, especially considering you're about to lose JDC. You're about to lose one of your consistent fraggers. So he's going to have to step up once again to be that star.
Yeah, and I wonder if that will maybe attribute more resources. Now, obviously, like we had said before, you still have MHL on the sidelines, probably offering up a lot of support for your Opera. He probably has a lot of say as one of the more experienced members on this roster as well. So you'd have to imagine, you know, he's kind of pulling some of the strings alongside, you know, the IGLing that's taken place. But that's kind of what you want from your Opera in the first place. So I imagine, yeah, Xertion probably struggling just a little bit, trying to deal with all of the turnover as well here. But we take a look. I mean, you mentioned it just earlier, but look at that fresh face on top right of your screen. You got Smooya on the Into the Breach roster nowadays, and that's such a firepower increase, and we know what this guy can do. Now, obviously, Fnatic, it offered up quite a bit of turmoil for him. It wasn't the easiest pathway to try and hold things down in the tier 1 scene, but you know, in tier 2, he just always tore it up. So it's something that you can rely on so consistently, and it's something that should remain true in this matchup.
I mean, also remember the fact that Into the Breach, they are a UK team. They are in the tier 2 of the UK scene, trying to crawl out and make their name in the tier 1 spot. And I think a really good way just to get eyes on them is that pickup in Smooya, because not only is he a very big content creator who's pretty much streaming every day, he's always, you know, practicing, playing FPL, he's got a big fan base, but now you're bringing him into a team that may have some form of potential to not only learn off of him, but grow because of him. So I think Into the Breach, all around, this is just such a good pickup from them, and I'm so interested to see what they've got to show, at least under their belts with him, because remember, he's only been in the team for like a week max.
Yeah, you're exactly right here. We'll take a look at these vetoes. And immediately I see that Vertigo up against MOUZ NXT probably needs to be banned out. I was actually liking to pick in towards Ancient. We talked about last time versus Ungentium when we saw these vetoes take place, and I feel like they really messed them up. I think they're buckling down just a little bit here as we do see actually Into the Breach pick into Ancient. That's MOUZ picking into Mirage, and then we finish things off on Inferno. So a nice little collection of a little bit of the more tactical CT-sided maps, and then we head things into some more balanced puggy maps, which is a bit exciting.
Well, I'm not going to lie. A map pool like this is definitely favoring into the breach in my eyes because number one, MOUZ NXT, they looked bad on Ancient the last time we saw them. That's just for starters. Number two being the fact that you're heading into Mirage, one of the best maps for Into the Breach, with your pick. I mean, look, I don't think this is a good idea because if you let them start to get rolling on Ancient, maybe a bit of a CT-sided showing towards the end where Into the Breach just look on fire, you head to Mirage. I don't think picking into a buggy pool favors you. Again, I just said, at most, Smoothie has been practicing with this roster for like 1 or 2 weeks. They aren't going to have too much of an in-depth strat book, so that's really just going to favor them. But we're going to go into Ancient to see if I'm a absolute wizard or if I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, we'll have to find. One caveat to that is that I feel like Xerxes just never shown up in that last series that we've watched him. So, you know, I don't think that's going to be a consistent issue here. As I say that, though, piss around underway. JDC tested early. He is on the server, but not for much longer as Tadpole instantly removes him.
It looks like they're going to use that to try to get into the A side, or at least it looked like they were, because now they decide to put their foot on the brakes to see if MOUZ NXT give them anything more. They've yet to actually commit to one rotation or the other. They still have a 2-1-1 going on. It's pretty even. But everybody's trying to work their little piece of the pie here on this pistol, where the bomb is still yet to go pretty much anywhere. It could go over in B if it wants. You've got mid control right now if you're into the breach. You could go tunnels. But Tadpole's still just taking some presence as Shane puts in a couple of bullets.
Things down. They still have a really good presence in terms of the lurking towards B, so it's not like they don't have, you know, any sort of map control towards this side of the map. Actually, Smoothie's going to work things up. He's going to gather more and more space. Maybe even call things clear here eventually. Might have heard that rotate falling off, but no, committed still is into the breach to this A side affair. Xerxes, in the meantime, is going to retake just as Smoothie falls off, so they're going to set themselves up for success here.
Really well played, and Shane's just traded it back out. We're into a 4-on-4 as the smokes come raining over into the A site. This bomb's going to have to go down, but it's all by its Lonesome and Temple. One unfortunate shot, and it's dropped. It's almost unwinnable, but Smoothie has added his little piece to it. The P250 is good for at least one headshot. Gonna need more, but he's kept on delivering from Dabo. MHL caught on the reload in CT. But still gonna at least walk away with one. The bomb now allowed some safe passageway into the site as he plants on 1 HP behind the site. Boxes, they continue to add kills. Wait, no, he didn't get the bomb down. It's 13 seconds left. MHL is gonna be peeked in CT, and Tadpole thankfully saves the day with a 3K.
Oh my god, man. That was terrifying right there for Into the Breach. They just couldn't seem to find the shots, right? They had so many opportunities to take down those MOUZ NXT players, but it was so very labored. Man, oh man. They figured it out in the end, though. Thanks to Tadpole stepping up into the feed here. I mean, another player that kind of is going to be supporting Smoothie as well that I wanted to mention was Cypher. The last time I've casted Into the Breach, this guy was an incredible rifler alongside his AWP player, so they still have an extra bit of firepower. It's not like it's going to be the smoothest show whatsoever, but it certainly could be considering this guy's ability.
Oh, okay, well, I'm actually surprised. Urshin, oh my lord, I thought he was lined on the head. I guess Smoothie taking a bit of a sigh of relief as he only takes a tag through that wood. Xerxes not letting up. He still wants to keep the pressure put forward as he's now dropped in his smoke, his only bit of utility. MOUZ NXT, they feel some advantage because of it. They keep them out of cave for the time being, but that's not going to be permanent.
How long can they keep him at bay here? I mean, everyone's huddled up onto this B bomb site for both teams right now. Complete gamble stack this direction. Xerxes needs some support though. Spooky gonna find one of the entries, and it's a big pickup right there. The retreat cut it off for Xerxes, and no chance. Cypher just jumping around the corner with the Mac 10. No ability to find anything right there, making mobility for him, and they are all dropping despite this stack.
Can't even use the smoke as cover, man. He just gets spammed down through it as soon as he walks behind it. And I mean, for MOUZ NXT, at least both of your players are here, but now as Into the Breach know very well what's going on. You already see them transitioning into the A take. It's smart play from them. And even Smoothie is coming through TT. Okay. 1-for-1 trade. I actually like that for MOUZ NXT. They recover the AK. They can try to go into the A site, but you are getting pinched in, so as time ticks forward, you've now lost the advantage that the little advantage you had. But he'll still fight his way out, doubling down, looking to save that AK into the next round, but Mac 10 should be able to catch him behind this smoke. Adam vision spotted the lag, and that should be a free AK upgrade.
Fantastic work right there. I mean, it did become a bit pricey considering that was a very heavily stacked bomb site there, and they were able to find a lot of those opening picks, but nonetheless, Into the Breach closing things out. denying that ability from MOUZ NXT to do any damage here. That should be a 3-0 start, considering there's very little that they're bringing into this one. We'll see if they can keep that trend true.
I mean, remember how much we speak about having these first 3 rounds? It's just so massive in the grand scheme of the game, right? Pick up these 3 rounds, and even if you get 1 rifle round past it, your half's pretty much already done. That's all you need. So, this next rifle round for MOUZ NXT is so important for them to get started. I mean, remember, JDC, he's not going to be here for very much longer, so if he can give you a bit of a last kiss, that would be very much so welcome, especially on a map like this where you're going against Smooya, but looks like MHL's the one delivering the kisses. He picked up one and a whole lot of damage behind it.
A kiss goodbye, it seems, that's for sure. No luck for Shane with the USB. Just Shuey. That's last man standing. And he find anything on his way out. See if that's the case. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, JDC definitely leaving the team on the a high note here. And I think the most promising thing that I've seen from that article is that, you know, well, MBK is offering up a lot of experience, right? That's kind of what the value provided from that guy alone is. You know, a lot of land experience specifically, but you know what JDC provided, it seemed, was a lot of energy and optimism. You know, more so a bright future ahead of that guy, rather than MBK, who might seem like a bit of a plateau, that's for sure. But I mean, nonetheless, it is exciting to see all of these MOUZ NXT players get a chance on the main roster. That's what I'm most excited about.
Does this mean we now officially say that NBK is washed?
I mean, I don't know. I've thought that for quite some time, that he wasn't the best, but he's always been, you know, I feel like a strong player, just maybe more so in a support role, right? He's just not the same caliber that he once was. So, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. It's just maybe MOUZ NXT looking for a higher ceiling rather than a higher floor.
I mean, it's a pretty low floor, so...
Yeah, I don't know. It was very quick, you know, the MBK story. He was there and then he wasn't.
How many events did he even play with him? 2?
Yeah, I feel like that's close.
I don't know. But...
EPL and Kato.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's kind of goes to show that they flunked out of both of those, but now we watch MOUZ NXT, as so far they flunked out of Ancient, and into the first rifle, they're looking to change that. JDC, the man himself that we speak of, currently the only defender in middle. I say only because I believe MHL's been smoked off. But now as it fades, they go for a bit of a boost. Smooya, the FPL god, is the one to get the opening pick, wins the op duel right off the rip. And at least Zershan's got a trade, but still you love to see him get started.
That's beautiful. That's such a good start. And I was wondering what MHL was going to do to try and deal with this counterpart opera. You know, tier 1 experience. This guy's a menace when it comes to tier 2 Counter-Strike, and he's showing exactly why. The start so very hot, but finally missing there, and the re-aggression coming through. That's the Zershan we know and love right there, pushing down the ramp with his teammate and finding all the success here. Cypher for the Macton only will drop shortly after, as Shui's not deterred whatsoever. The secondary op, no, that's only one that he has. Be able to drop that over to MHL. No harm, no foul. It's a quick recovery from MOUZ NXT.
Damn, maybe not the FPL god.
He split the goalpost with that shot.
He definitely did. I mean, what goalpost though? Like, that's my question. There wasn't the goalpost. Hey, there he is. What is he have his hair in like a ponytail? Oh no, that's just his hair because it's
pushed back. Yeah. Is that set?
Yep.
Looking good though. Looking good as ever. Oh yeah. It's a pain when you're on broadcast and you get that lovely headset hair.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that calls it that.
Of course.
No. Once again, they're going to try to run the gauntlet up towards B. You can see already they've got 4 members outside in ramp. But so many smokes are going to provide some temporal cover for MOUZ NXT. And maybe they even try to re-aggress here. You've got MHL on a very, very weird off angle with the AWP. And Shui's even trying to take a fight behind his little smoke here. Double swing should deny him a kill, and it will. Still have more work to do in middle as JDC's now spotted 2 heads going into cave. He pulls the trigger, so he undoes the anonymity. But he does still have a teammate right behind that box, and the likes of Zershan could very easily peek in and maybe catch a man looking the wrong way.
I mean, the longer they commit to the setup, the more problematic it could be, although MHL has certainly shut things down over in the opposite direction. It's a big shadow advantage. Tadpole able to capitalize, but not for free. Does get taken down low. The movement up ramp, and Smooth is so prepared. That's the second kill he's gotten up against MHL, continuing to not deny him impact here, and now bomb site compromised.
Well, this is a bit more of what Into the Breach we're expecting of the previous round. Shane and JDC, I wonder if they even go for this. Shane's a bit too committed to leave at this point, but it could be. Oh, wait, whoa, hold on. That Molotov's gonna cause him away. They can't go through it. They can't go through it. He's got a kit. This is gonna be a free defuse. This is a 4v2. Into the Breach losing within like 10 seconds. Where did it go?
That is just wild right there. The Molly does everything. Just completely denies that route, and they find all the success. That was unbelievable, the quickness in which they recovered that. I mean, just out of nowhere, out of thin air. That's so sick.
I mean, if you're Into the Breach, you take those. But man, I mean, I just don't know how you lose that. It's a 4-on-2. I mean, sure, a couple of kills coming through. It makes sense, right? A 1v1 take and a 1v1-1. But how does one Molotov win in that round? It's just a big misplay from Into the Breach, and it may even cause this game to become a tie.
No doubt. I mean, they're just completely shutting down this round. Smooya's gotten himself into the hero op as the lost money starts to stack up. Ooh, Shane just tucked in towards this corner. Should be good for one at least. Maybe the escape going to be a little more tricky, although he peeks out wide. Smooya might have access into the bomb site. A rifle's been retrieved as well. But JDC and Temple could shut things down.
Well, still positioned upright. The bomb is on the opposite side of the map, so this A play is only to be a distraction for the likes of Into the Breach. But Smooya is going to have to pull it all by himself. As the scopes heard, I think they saw it happen as well. Yeah, this is just done. No distraction to be found here. Oh, ooh, you gonna knife him? You gonna knife him? Aw, lame. Lame, didn't commit. Didn't commit.
Yeah, I know. I wish you would have. I wish you would have found that. But also, better to not take any chances, give up a bomb plant potentially. We get a more room tours here. This one's pretty nice. I love this room. I know you're pretty harsh on the rooms. I like the wallpaper in this one. Very clean. Hey, I love old-fashioned wallpaper, but that's a personal preference. We got some trophies for MHL. There's no surprise he's a winner all throughout. Oh, but look at this mid-aggression coming on through. Masuya just rocking the AK. He does get shut down, though. But still, there's so many trades to be had for Into the Breach that they're holding on to this man advantage, and pretty steadily so. No doubt. Just great starts into just kind of crumbling finishes here. So we'll see if Adam can pull anything back, but he's being kind of pinched in upon. The palm is stuck in between two different players at the moment. Although there's a bit of timing he's just caught. Now he's being covered. MHL ready with the op. Has he spotted anything? Potential barrel around the corner, but just continuing to make his fade away. Here should be back turned and found out by Shui. We'll clean things up. I mean, again, you have yourself into a 3v4, and it's pretty rare that you see those sort of occurrences take place where you have multiple man advantages and you're not able to capitalize off of them. Ooh, and this time starting things off on the wrong foot. JDC able to collect a kill with the Moy. Tried to fade away, but there's just so much flame to deal with. Movement up towards ramp. They're just going to try and explode on towards this B-bomb site. It might be prime taking here. Shui's the only defender.
They're all just going to pop in the smoke, see if they can't get the bomb down. I mean, they might be able to trade one kill out, but you still got to go through MHL and his P250. Off behind him. Tech 9 not good enough for a frag, and it looks like everybody's starting to slow down for Into the Breach. We're not really seeing many of those opening picks. And I wonder if this game is going to eventually delve into just the Smooya show, and if he doesn't show up, then neither do Into the Breach.
That's a good question here. I mean, we'll see if that's the case over the grand scheme of things, because so far he's been finding most of the opening kills, right? Like with the AWP, he's found a couple multi-kills. He's been the one to kind of deliver them the early starts that they've had, and when he doesn't find it, I feel like there's extremely limited success. So, I mean, you definitely do start to wonder that. We'll see if maybe Cypher could be a supporting staff here. As in this round, he's been completely nullified.
And there's the opening pick that MOUZ NXT have been so eagerly waiting for. But Into the Breach, they have really tried going into this B site and almost unsuccessfully half of the time. When it is successful, it's just never converted in the bitter end. Now maybe that can change as Adams at least traded one out over in Cave. Shuey is all on his own island, but he still fights it off. A double to shut any hopes and dreams down. And unless Dabo and Smooya have got to pull a 2v4 out of the hat, I don't think Into the Breach's troubles are going to end just yet. The bomb is in a retrievable spot, but Smooya's still got to work back some of these kills, and he's actually just missed it. So I wonder if he didn't see the bomb, if he thought he picked it up. But I don't even think he can afford to make noise and go up to the AK. Oh, this is done. What an angle from Shuey, dude. This is done.
Oh,
that
man.
was so sick.
Wow.
I love that.
Just played off the slimmest gap right there in the smoke. That's 6 in a row. I mean, sure, this map is CT-sided, but you're really seeing MOUZ NXT start to run away with things at the moment. And this was a bit of my concern. You know, you're starting off every map pick when you elect in towards Ancient on that T side. It's always a risk here. And so it's kind of getting punished here. Shuhik with a great triple kill. This is, and finishing it off with the 4K, I believe, shortly after. But you're seeing a really, you know, successful individual game from him, which is very great, because we saw, again, I'm going to mention this game, Xerxin playing in that angle quite a bit in their Ancient match versus Unjintium, where they ended up dropping out of playoffs in Pinnacle Winter Series, and he wasn't having any success. It seems like Shui, though, stepping into that position right there, is looking absolutely lights out, fighting multi-kill after multi-kill.
Yeah, right. It's just the fact that they don't really have anybody fragging out behind him. So
I don't need it. You step it up. I mean, these 14 and what is it at the moment? 14 kills at least is what I know. No other touchdown HEs.
Eventually, it could come up to haunt you, though. 2 of those Tech 9s are deadly enough to get kills in middle. Cypher up through the smoke. Oh! You give him an extra 2 seconds, and I actually favor him to find that kill. But MHL wasn't close enough to the smoke to find himself gray screen just yet. Take a look over at Smooya. Deagle, long range in mid's not going to be good enough for a frag. MHL pulls out the op, and he won't be missing that one. Tadpole was really hoping that he could walk away with a 3rd for his team that round, but MOUZ NXT just elevated to a 7th.
So sick right there. I mean, I was beginning to think it could be a little bit worrisome. You know, you drop a 2 for 2 in middle, but the HE's all the utility damage that came through, and then maybe trying to make a bit of a proactive play, thinking that MHL wouldn't be right behind that smoke, because how could you? Nonetheless, AWP back in the hands of Smooya. He's glass cannoning at the moment. That could be cause for concern with how much utility's been thrown out constantly. MOUZ NXT, he's trying to get that forward positioning at the moment, but he's stuck out of a molly. Adam's taking so much damage as well, trying to work his way up catwalk here, and they're going to try and aggress.
Yeah, they are not slowing down with the little map control they make. And you know what? I really like this. It's night and day from the last time we saw MOUZ NXT on this map, where it was super one-dimensional, super passive. You just play your own angles. You stay in cave, you stay in temple, and you really just don't peek into anything. And that's the advantage you get on a map like Ancient. It's so easy to fight for that really aggressive map control, and you can just see how much MOUZ NXT are doing it around the map. Late round peaks in the middle. They peeked all the way deep into B ramp, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah.
And now, with a minute left into the breach, they're pretty much left where they started, and that's absolutely nowhere. A Molotov's going to force JDC out into the open, but not peeking through. I feel like it's a wasted bit of utility.
It takes a little bit of chip damage, actually quite a bit, so at least you do walk away with that, but still, I have to agree with you. They don't get much map control, they don't get much information here. Smooya with the op has been dropped. That's a bomb spotted out as well, I believe, unless it's been recovered there. Adam is going to find the trade there, but it's quickly answered back from Xerxin, who's able to find success, and they just want to funnel them into MHL's operator from the corner as well. But oh my god, Cypher?
Okay, I mean, why not? Sure. 27 seconds though, and they still need more to go work for them, and there he goes. MHL just hits the dust. 2 on 4. You've still got an open angle for JDC to try to farm a couple of players up on Cypher. Has all of his corners noted, however, as they continue to try to spam up through this smoke. It's a 1v3 that actually isn't all that unwinnable for Shane, but I doubt when this smoke fades, he gives it an attempt. Maybe he will, but the bullets on the A1S are not doing him any favors. With only 5 left in the magazine, a reload would lead to certain death, and he knows that, so he just decides to back away. MOUZ NXT, they finally chirp up for another round, and it's, I like to say, pretty lucky. I mean, they get the opening pick onto Smooya. They spot the bomb. It's just a lucky shot through the wall from Cypher that saves the campaign of Into the Breach, and they take it the distance. And now, I think I see a bit of an issue for Into the Breach, and I don't know if you spotted as well. It seems like Into the Breach are on a bit of a different wavelength from one another, because you can see that bomb is dropped over in B ramp. Obviously, the point of attack is going to be the B site. They want to crunch in, but the only one there to recover the bomb and potentially go up to B ramp or even bring it through cave is Adam. So he's taking a 1v2, and nobody's there to support him. They're pushing up through cave before the bomb is even able to make its way up.
Yeah, I have to agree with you 100%. And that's kind of been the name of the game when you talk about, MOUZ NXT winning a couple of those, managed disadvantaged situations, right? That just comes down to a little bit of disjointed in nature. And so it's no surprise that we're kind of seeing that with Smooya filling into this roster. They have gone through a couple chops and changes, right? So maybe just taking the time to really fill in those holes. But, I mean, nonetheless, you win around despite a bit of fortune favoring you still. You're able to collect it, grab yourself a 4th, and if they can find anything else in this half, they can make it workable. They can make it very doable if they can lock down their CT sides.
Of course. I mean, look, again, you did walk away with these 4 rounds at the very worst, so it's not like it's completely unwinnable, but they would be upset if they didn't find anything more, and I don't think that's a shocker to say. But I wish we would see Into the Breach test the waters at the A site more, because MOUZ NXT, well, yeah, they have had a couple of rounds where you see or even 4 players stacked up there. That's because of the info they were able to get. Almost every one of these rounds that Into the Breach, with their rifles, with all of their utility, try to full exec in somewhere, it's always B. They haven't really tried A.
Gonna try their luck this time towards the A bomb site. And Shane is here with very limited HP, but he's got himself tucked in towards a bit of an off angle at the moment. And recovery seems to be arriving just in time for this execute to be dealt with here. Shane can gather, always turned away though completely. And that's a free pickup for Cypher. JDC with a labored spray, but nails 2 shots. MHL as well, able to collect, and they extend that man advantage to 1.
Oh my god, wait, how is Zershin been able to get here? This is a 1v3, this round's done. Adam has no idea that there's a flank coming through. At least you find 3 kills, sure, but that's not going to be enough to get you the round. And nobody smoking that molly is really why they end up losing that round, because you could just see how much damage they took going out through A tunnels. And I wonder, maybe they didn't have an extra smoke. Who really knows? But still, I feel like that definitely could have gone a bit more smoothly for Into the Breach. Couple of kinks to be ironed out, but that's kind of what we expected coming in.
Yeah, I mean, JDC just getting a big multi-kill right there, right? Then that allows for time to be bought on the flank there, and you can see the value he's providing, right? Just so much time, so much impact coming through from him in that round, and nothing you can really do. Again, Into the Breach, they find that early success, right? The kill onto, I believe, Shane, but the answer back was just so swift from MOUZ NXT. Solo aggression coming through from JDC, though. He spotted out a lot of info, but it might be false alarms, as they're already around the corner here.
Ooh. You're right, not a single soul has been spotted yet, and same goes for MHL. How have they been able to creep under the radar for so long? Looks like finally they're gonna buy a bit of an upgrade for themselves as they peek into 3 players, a 1-for-1 trade. Actually, not even necessarily. Cypher's the one to deal the final blow to Tadpole. This Nate, well, wow, okay, well, Adam, you are lucky to be alive, my friend. You definitely shouldn't.
They're walking away from that one. So they have a couple of low HP bars here. The utility and all the damage they were able to do is certainly beneficial, but that's just Smooya able to crack open bomb sites right there. His 10th kill, and again, these head-to-heads versus MHL, they continue to swing in his favor. MHL is struggling to deal with his top counterpart.
Flash is going to come over, too. He's been blinded up at the angle. And with 40 seconds left, they have to recover the bomb and actually get into the site itself, which has been stacked up with 2 of the members. This isn't even that lackluster of a site hold. You got the molly to go around the pillar, and if Sandwich goes uncleared, this round is still just set and done. Cypher already taken down off of the off angle. And Zershin may have just won them the round with that 1 kill alone. Again, this is probably going to go uncleared now. Davo, it doesn't even seem like he's weary of a man potentially being here. Yep, you're not getting that bomb down anytime soon. So he's left in a 1-on-2, and he can't even hit the shot there. 9-4 into the breach. Shut down another rifle round, and rather MOUZ NXT do, and they're making it look easy at this point. The rifle rounds just don't seem to be an issue for them.
Yeah, that's kind of been the name of the game. When you go on this sort of 1-9 run, you know, you give up the pistol, but that's about all, you know, the follow-up as well is there, of course. But it's just such a clean half overall. And again, like you said, there was a little bit of fortune in the spam. You know, sure, you might have heard the footsteps in that one round that you won, but still, you're locking things down. Again, double smoke coming in towards Red Room here, but it might not matter. They're able to chase down JDC. How does he walk away with that kill? The flashbangs, they're blinding each other up, and JDC walks away with 2 kills there. That is unreal. Smooya at least able to equalize. And oh,
No
there's another
way.
one from Dobo.
There's only one man on the A site right now. That's MHL. They're really relying on this flank of Shuey, but with 2 AKs, you're still going to have to go on through a full-fronted attack. Guys, stop kissing and donut.
Oh my
You need to
God.
look at your flank. That's the bomb spot, and he's even playing trigger discipline. This is done. MHL's pulled the perfect distraction. And thankfully, this round won't fall into utter chaos for MOUZ NXT. But it definitely should have. I mean, nobody was even weary of a flank. I guess it is really hard to detect the flank that fast from Shuey.
Yeah.
But you've got to pick off this 1v1 first. Dawbo, he has no idea that a man's already rotated out, so it's going to be a lucky 1v1 if he wins it onto MHL. As he slowly walks his way through. Oh, hold on a second. Into Temple. He goes! Oh, my God. Not only does he get the footstep heard, but he just barely misses the timing of that kill. And Shuey, bro, you heard the scope!
I didn't hear it.
You
But
didn't?
yeah, I didn't. Maybe he was already scoped in, or maybe you just was able
Nah,
to
he
find it. I
just
don't know.
scoped.
Oh, really?
He just scoped.
Oh, man. Either way, it seemed a little bit too late right there. They had their advantage again. You know, when you talk about not even the individual mistakes, but the team play mistakes. You see 2 smokes in towards Red Room at the start of that round. Immediately, that's kind of a bit of a red flag. But then you follow it up with a bit of team utility, you know, team flashing. And again, you kind of just, it shows cracks in the armor of this team just being so very new in terms of all 5 players playing together. That's an example of it. Cypher, though, again, good for an opening kill here, and that sets that B defense a little bit awry at the moment.
Right, but we have seen Into the Breach lose these man advantages in multiple rounds before. Shuey could be the one to rip it away from him this time as a flashbang allows him some safe peeking in through K, but the bullets raining through the wall has at least cemented the fact that there are players here that he just can't see. It doesn't look like he wants to contest with them just yet, even doing the default thing, dropping in the smoke, but 1-for-1s keep incurring over in middle and favoring Into the Breach. Things are going to start to get a bit sticky here for MOUZ NXT.
To say the least, that's for sure. They're going to try and push through that smoke. That is incredibly bold with Cypher so low on HP. I think he's actually phasing it instead at the moment. But as he spots nothing, I catch MOUZ NXT in transition. You can see one player kind of tucked in towards that Red Room. MHL alone with the AWP on the B bomb site. This puts a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and there's so many different angles he has to cover at the moment. They're going to execute in. They're waiting for Smoothie to maybe pull the pin on this flank, and he has a massive gap. There's so many gaps in this MOUZ NXT default right now.
But if there's anybody you can leave this onto the shoulders of, it's definitely MHL, and with the pillar behind him is a little bit of comfort. You can very easily work 1v1s with this weapon. This is why it's so easy to maneuver around the angles, but Smoothie is not ready to give it up. Even spotting MHL, trying to take him down, trying to do all the dirty work himself. But all he really had to do was cement that he was in the back lanes. Wait a second, why are you pushing with the bomb? I guess it works, but still way far riskier than I thought it should have been. 7 seconds to go. Smoothie's going to be $1 short and a day late for at least the initial hold, but by the time Shane gets in, he should be here to try to contest. 2 kills under his belt already, and timing is going to be the only way he can muster up a third, which should be the case. Oh, he right-clicked, he pulled off the suppressor, and it lets Smoothie take a 5th round for Into the Breach. I guess it doesn't go completely silent in the half, but 10-5, both teams can like shake that that's an okay result.
Yeah, I mean, that's about par for the course, right? You'll take that any day of the week here for a T side, I feel like, giving yourself a little bit of wiggle room towards the tail end of the half. You know, you could have seen a potential 12-3 with a 12-round string together for MOUZ NXT if they couldn't figure out an answer, but instead we do see things a little bit more comfortable for Into the Breach heading into half number 2. We'll see if that can start things off the right way, right, with the CT pistol. That's going to be one of the critical signs. Are you able to close this one out and allow for that comeback to get lifted off early, or are you going to let MOUZ NXT start the second half the right way? You know, get closer to that 16 mark here as a mid lurk coming through from 4 of those players. Chewy's going to find the first, and now it's up to Cypher to stop the second prong of approach. But Shane's so careful, so patient.
I absolutely adore the angle that Cypher's been able to find himself in, but now as the distraction's been pulled, it looks like his gambit's sold. Shane.
Oh no.
Oh no, again, you're right. Oh my god, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, looking too many angles at one time, so now they're going to need a hero play to come through. And with every man that falls, it looks less and less likely. Smoothie been one-tapped into oblivion, and they're even hunting down Dabo, pushing him up. Are they going to try to go for a knife kill? No, okay. I would love that, but still, MOUZ NXT, they just swamped the pistol away.
God, man. Shane's timing right there. Did you see how well he played that?
Yep. So
completely perfect right there. He waits for his teammate to pull the pin. That's the sort of cohesion we were hoping to see from Into the Breach in some of those rounds. It wasn't always there. But MOUZ NXT pull it through perfectly in the pistol. Once you start to move out in towards that A bomb site, once you're actually causing, you know, space to be created, you're causing your team to be compromised if you don't push out of that tunnels area. That's finally when Shane strikes, and it's just so perfect.
Yeah, I mean, he just plays it to a T. That's really the best way we can put it. And Into the Breach decide to force back up to see if they can't get back into this game as soon as they left it. Look, the 3-0 start on this T side could pretty much lead to the beginning of the end. The MP9 swings into tunnels but finds nothing more than mere damage and a whole lot of players in front of it. Dabo, he could have made something of that round with only 1-1D connecting. Into the Breach. His force by slowly starts to slip out of their grasps. At least 1D shots brought back. There's a couple of low players to try and exploit too, with weapons on the ground to be picked up. I guess it's not unwinnable, right? That's what I'm trying to put out here, especially with JDC now tagged down as low as he is. But these kills need to be delivered here shortly. Shuey behind the wall in tunnels, but now it's all up to Cypher in the 1v3. He's got 100 health, in fact. He's got almost double that of all the MOUZ NXT players combined. But it's just how they're playing that's so difficult to crack through. He knows JDC's behind that smoke, so it's also planted for A tunnels. Shuey catches him with the head turned. And there it is from MOUZ NXT.
The closer you down, it was a bit scary, right, with low HP bars, but they do figure things out very quickly. Able to hold down the line right there. No questions asked at the moment. Now, see those Pinnacle odds heavily favoring MOUZ NXT in this one. I believe 0.0710, so they continue to hold down.
Delivered on the Miggity Mac 10. The SMG won't clear the corner, so Cypher will at least double down. But with the bomb site completely compromised, it's only time for MOUZ NXT find their 13th.
Looking easy right there. A little bit of damage done with the pistols, but nothing much. I love that idea though, right? Because a lot of times you T-sided teams try and utilize mid control in some of the, you know, lesser weaponry buy round sort of situations, like Into the Breach we're just in, because it's so hard to you know, deal with AKs when you only have a USP, but unfortunately they just couldn't find it in time. Mid aggression probably going to come through in a round like this, considering the utility that we're throwing out. A lot of it being put out there. They're just charging out a mid. No worries about the HEs, no worries about the utility. And they're looking to maybe pull the pin on the fast A play as well.
Look, I mean, you win this rifle round and you're probably looking at the end of the game as is. This is Into the Breach's map pick, and I was starting to make a storyline for them to potentially contest for this series. If they keep looking like this, bro, they're going to be swept out as quickly as they were into it. Bomb going down. MOUZ NXT in a 4-on-3. Bus smoke. Dabo can't even find the kill. And again, it looks like this one's starting to tick towards its final little branches. The op recovered. They want to bring it to the next round, put it into Smooya's hands. The only one really fragging right now for Into the Breach. For good reason, you keep that bad boy in play, but still, MOUZ NXT have charged forward to a 14-5 score.
That was such a good read. I think you're right. I think they were trying to just drive the nail home with this round, and they just walk out A, pretty much free of charge. Only one player really spotting in deep CT. They had that mid lurk as well coming through, and what on earth? Shuey! Are you kidding me? He's just waiting for that peek. That is unbelievable. Knows that Cypher's there. Sees the barrel. He's going to go for the kill. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Insult to injury, bro. That just hurts if you're Into the Breach. I mean, that was really your only way to come back into this game. Unless you want to force buy here, which I don't think is a great idea.
Oh. That's painful, right? You don't walk away with that kill, and usually Cypher's such a lockdown rifler as well. Not able to pull through too much so far, and this could be, you know, map point on the opposition's map pick, and a pretty one-sided affair here. Now we'll see what they can do with a little bit of pistol and armor action. Cypher, though, risky spam. Will walk away with his life for now. Oh, that Aishi's so perfect.
It's just the Deagles. I don't know if I can have too much of a hope for Into the Breach to contest for this round. Though through the smoke, Cypher's trying to pull some Agent James Bond-esque stuff, and I guess he gets one off with it. Especially Shui, that's a big man to take down, and same with Shane over on A. Hold on a second. Again, it looks like Into the Breach have found themselves a man advantage, but it's all about closing it out and putting the nail in the head.
I have spotted out that there's a lacking presence, but look at that. Tadpole standing tall on B. He doesn't need any support from his teammates. He'll just knock things down himself. And now the recovery is arriving onto the scene. You can see a lot of rotations arriving. Tadpole, another one dig. MHL wants nothing to do with it here as he has to recover bomb, though.
Sit down, buddy. You're not getting into this one. Tadpole has single-handedly won you this eco round. I say, you know, didn't we test this before? Didn't we? I'm pretty sure we tested how big curses are really in this game, and we figured out the caster's curse is #1, even over the Inferno curse, which is crazy. But damn, I guess I didn't learn my lesson. Oh my.
Guess not. I guess not. At least we didn't get the 411. We could still get the Aces Law.
I guess.
That's
well, I mean,
still
that's
a possibility.
Sure, but
we've lost the Zonix Law. Of course, there's a lot to remember. I mean, we needed a whole, you know, study, a whole course on all of the laws in Counter-Strike. That is a blinding headshot right there. That's Xerxion's Law, and it's cat control that he wants.
Whoa, he's not stopping there, bro. He wants to take more, and Tadpole may be offering up a 1v1 right here. The B site's going to be ripped wide open. This should be a MOUZ NXT sided round. 5-on-3. You can't lose this, and it looks like Xerxion cements that with a flashbang to assist Shui on the kill feed. Smooya Dabo, this is really a round you can afford to give up, especially with the eco round you were just granted. You've got to keep fighting for this one behind this smoke. I thought Smooya was going to be good for a second, even spotting out JDC. Well, they are still continuing to do work here. This just turns to a 3-on-2. This has turned very, very winnable. And Smooya, one more kill would cement that fact. He comes around to the left side. Shane's got his teammates back. And it looks like MOUZ NXT will get a bit of a prolonged 15th round. And Into the Breach's eco victory is a very loose ground to stand on.
Yep. I mean, there was just a quick and easy recovery right there for MOUZ NXT. Just one player had to show up. It was Xerxion who found both entries on that B bomb site. And once that was over, pretty much so was the round, despite a little bit of a fight from Dobo and Smooya. They're making things a little bit close, but just not able to close things down. 2v5 is just far too much to ask, and that's a position that they were left in. No hunting taking place here. As MOUZ NXT, I'm sure they want to hold on to as much money as possible, and there should be plenty to buy up in this last, but this is a position you just don't really want to be in. It's always possible to pull off these CT comebacks if you can get the ball moving, but Into the Breach on the second half just haven't gotten that yet, right? They're stuck on only one round so far in the half, and now you're on map point with MOUZ NXT just looking pretty lights out in the firepower department. You'd think they could find one to close.
Yeah, honestly, even though I've seen comebacks like this happen on the CT side before, at least I've seen 9 rounds in a row before, there's just no chance for Into the Breach here. We haven't seen any form of consistent enough success for them to say, you know what, maybe there's something to make in these rounds. Maybe there's a way that they can sneak a couple through, put the pressure on the MOUZ NXT and work from there. I just completely doubt it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just seems a little bit too far-fetched. Just again, a lot of map control favoring MOUZ NXT here. They have that full mid-ground. They have a player kind of watching Donut's aggression coming forward in that cubby position, so it's very good spots, although they might walk into this bit of a stack in the cave side of things. The flashbang's perfect. Oh my god, it does so much to blind up Cypher, and he drops early. Adam's available for the trade, but a 1-for-1 with that sort of setup is something you'll take. And what?
I mean, look, this is just what happens when you leave yourself in as big of a gap as you have. Thankfully, Dabo's at least traded this one out, but you still got to worry now about Shane, who's crossed over to the big box. A shot's fired off, so Dabo at least lets him know that he knows about him being pushed through. But so are a lot of other players, man. I mean, Dabo's got a lot of 1v1 fights that he could easily take. One of them in middle, but he won't commit for too long. Smooth as AWP spots a gun barrel, but it's distraction for MHL, and it looks like MOUZ NXT are going to use that to carry themselves across the finish. Tadpole, we saw him pick up 3 with a deagle. It's an upgraded weapon for sure, but still a bit of a tall task to ask as he's picked up 1, flashes up through the smoke. The bomb not actually going to be planted, so 18 seconds to go, and the pressure is on, but they've spotted him behind it. The spam should be able to connect for the kill, and if not, he'll be playing in an unwinnable 1-on-2. Another smoke's used to refresh it. And he is just going to try to play around this time or see if he can't work the 1v1s. Bro, you've got your knife pulled out. What are you... You know what? Why not? Sure. MOUZ NXT. You can even see JDC just saying, woo! Like it's no big deal for them. On Into the Breaches map pick, annihilate them. Setting themselves to Mirage, what's supposed to be their home turf, in a very, very comfortable spot. But usually this is the point where I'd say, you know, go get your snacks or whatever because we're about to go into a break. But we've got a bit of an announcement to make over in the break. We got a special little video coming up, so I'd be sticking around for that one. Kill feed, they've done absolutely nothing.
Oh, they heard that tag as well. Smoothie down to 1 HP. Walking away. Full of success there for Into the Breach. Clean, easy round, all 5 alive. Just giving over that bomb plant like you mentioned. I don't think that would have been the biggest a deal. There was investments coming through in this round nonetheless. AWP in MHL's hand, he has a full belt of utility. So maybe that's where that bomb plant comes into effect. But still, we'll see, again, if they're able to deal with the gun rounds that MOUZ NXT were able to throw at them. That was the real challenge, I feel like, for Into the Breach. The pistols were pretty good for them. But these rifle rounds, they were few and far between. Nice little boost to kick things off, though. I like this.
Usually it's a one and done though, and with a smoke, oh, never mind, I forget. Depending on how you throw that smoke, sometimes it won't actually block you.
They're just hitting B. Only one player to deal with it. That's an MP9. Oh, JDC with a fast entry.
At least Cypher's gotten a tray through the smoke, but it's still a 2-for-1 as the T's swarm all over the B site. Without a single care in the world, a lot's going to be left onto these MP9s running up through bench. Adam doesn't have the angle, and with the bomb not yet to go down, it looks like Into the Breach are once again going to forfeit up the round. Cypher even trying a desperation play, but you can't even get started, Smooya.
Just hyper aggression with the MP9, man. Absolutely lovely to see.
Somewhat works.
Yeah,
Like, imagine
I mean,
if Adam got that kill on the bench player. I mean, that's a completely different round.
yeah, I mean that did require a pretty crispy headshot right there for sure. No doubt about it. I feel like that's a UK MP9 though, man. They are so aggressive when those MP9s come out. They try and close the distance. Here's a very good buy. That last round was a bonus. Smooth you up with his AWP, and you can see he's trying to take the round into the ball of his hands already. That was
dude.
a miss.
What do you mean that was a miss? That was sure as hell not on him.
Need a slow-mo or instant replay.
You're gonna get an instant replay of some pretty damn disappointing shots, bro. I don't know if you want that.
Ref needs to confirm. Well, 3 aggression here. That's a nice timing right there. Catwalk aggression comes through. Oh, no.
Well, they will try their luck into the B site. Smooya may get another chance to strike at some success, but the bomb proved up in the apartments. MHL is this AWP again. We actually saw 2 or 3 op duels taken. I'm pretty sure Smooya won them 2-1 in the favor of him on Inferno, or on Ancient. So, I guess he's got that under his belt coming in. Davo, though, it looks like he's going to be the one closing out this round as he's already picked up a triple on the B site. Smooya misses the redemption shot, and Davo steals a kill away from him. And, you know, you brought up something. You said a line. It actually makes me really interested. Imagine if there were, like, refs like actual sports in CS. Like, your teammate misses a shot, and then you just, like, throw, like, a red challenge flag onto the ground. Like, nah. Replay that.
That was bullet inaccuracy. We need to take that one back.
And then imagine they just, like, stop the game. They're like, yeah, you're right, and then you gotta just go kill him for free.
Oh, man. There you go. It's a future.
Future of esports right there.
Oh, man. There you go, Adam. Able to redeem some round there towards mid. Cypher's left off. There's a quick underpass pressure from Xertion, but they're standing at a man advantage, so you got to be happy in your current positioning.
100%, right? And if you're into the breach, you shut down this round, you don't let a bomb plant slip through the cracks, and guess what you've just found? You've just found yourselves a spot where you're going to get as many rounds as you did on Ancient. That's a pretty big dub to take this early in the game, if I do say so myself. We're not done yet. Shane and Palace is bound a nice little headshot. Combining with Zersh, and the A site's been weakened heavily. Now you got Cypher to worry about. The smoke is the only thing that buys him cover. Oh my god, how has he just found the bolt? I thought there was going to be a res issue there or something stuck behind the wall. Zersh should take this fight. You've got to sit in a Molotov. 28 HP he falls to. And I guess it's worthwhile to get that bomb to be able to retrieve it and try to go into the A site, or maybe not so much Smoothie and Dabo. This isn't CT. And why is everybody awful with the op today on Mirage? I don't get it.
You chopped it up to be quite a hefty op map, but right now you are seeing a couple of wild whiffs right there. I mean, that should have been a freebie. Adam walking out of the murder hole, and they call it that for a reason. Shane playing this very wise. Look at that. How sick is he? I feel like so many times we just see him in the perfect spots, able to capitalize on kills. Now can't find that op.
He could have gotten that op.
He didn't get the running shoes on.
He had a nade. He could have blown it to himself.
Oh. Maybe thought the timer was a little bit longer. He thought he was a little bit quicker. I just had to hit a B hop.
Dude, people like a B. Here's the thing. Here's the way I see B hopping. People literally bind their scroll wheel to jump just so they can B hop more consistently. I'm like, you know, I'll take that L in like 1 in 100 times to not B hopping and not getting somewhere quick enough because of it, rather than accidentally like panic jumping. Maybe 1 in 50, 40 times, you know? That's the way I see it. The odds of it favoring you are way more negligible than the odds of you panic jumping.
That is a fair point, I feel like. But also, I think there is a bind that you can make so that you literally cannot jump while shooting, which is nice. Gonna work some magic. I've seen tweets about it.
It's just not worth it. It's just not worth the time.
You can also practice your B-hops. Make sure to hit the KZ, fellas.
I can B-hop with a spacebar. Flash out in the middle. They've got a little bit of an aggro setup, putting both of the rifles here to try to contest, but a 2 for 2 is not what they were hoping for. That's both of their rifles falling. In fact, Smoothie didn't even find any success with it. I believe he was looking at the other direction, but I'm not too sure. So big whiff to incur. Maybe not the end of days just yet. The 5-7 almost to deliver on a kill. Coming up to the headshot angle, and Tadpole again finds that trade. This guy has been an absolute machine so far.
He's been very solid right there. I mean, so much offered up in terms of a 2v2 opportunity to have that flank coming through. Dobo's quick on that. Activated. And Tadpole as well. I mean, he's even gotten himself in such a phenomenal position. Right, he's now in towards T-spawn. Now he should realize soon that this is going to be an A play here as Dobo's cleared out the opposite side of the map. He's just going to tuck in. Try and maybe wait for his teammate to strike first before he's able to activate his flank here. We're a bit all over the map here. And are they really going to head in towards CT spawn, or are they just clearing it for now? That's exactly what they're going to do. Make sure that that point in the map is clear before they plant. But here comes Dobo up the flank. Here hasn't been spotted, but it does trip the alarms. What? What?
Grab a gun, homie. You could have gotten an M4. That could have been a 1 round, dude.
What's going on? What just happened?
I don't know, bro. No idea, man.
They spot out both players. They clear out CT. They just start jiggling every position. MHL jiggles connector before he even sticks the plant. I don't know.
They give him a chance. They literally say, it's like that one commercial. It's like, oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
You gotta be quicker than that. Yep. Oh man, that is craziness right there. MOUZ NXT, again, you're seeing some serious cohesion. Even in these 2v2s, you just see how well they play off each other.
No. Certainly not going to be seeing any trades this round. It is just the USPs and P250 right behind him on the back of Tadpole. I guess he's looked like laser sharp with any gun you've given him in this series. We tune back over to Ancient, where that Eco round they won on the CT side. He picks up 3, I believe 2 with the Deagle, 1 with the recovered AK and no armor. We've seen him work kills on a P250. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance for him to find some success here, but it's strained.
I'm gonna deal with some of this mid-regression here. I like what they're doing, just kind of grouping up as a full unit. You're going to give Zershin a prime opportunity to find so much success. Depends on how careful he is jump spotting. That's very careful. Again, you got to be quicker than that on some of these flanks here. And they've just spotted out so many. They're going to tap away, farm away.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes, yes.
Oh,
No.
too quick.
Dude. Chewy, you're so lame, man. And you shoot it? Dude.
It's awesome. He's played very well, though. I mean, just so incredibly well.
Yeah.
All throughout the series. And look at the Pinnacle odds, like, completely reflecting that at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the Pinnacle gods definitely think this one's already starting to tick towards its final moments. I mean, it is 4-4 on their map pick, right? We'll give them credit where credit's due. It's not the end of the world. It is more of a puggy map, so you are still favored when you make some of these mistakes that Into the Breach you're making. But, again, it just looks weak. All in all, there's not really anything to grasp onto and say, you know what, Into the Breach, maybe if this one kill goes their way, or maybe if they don't miss this shot, then it's a different round. But we haven't really been seeing those. We haven't been seeing those rounds where they convincingly win them, where they where they walk into the next round with 3-4 players alive. Usually it's close 1v1s, 2v2s, and to the counterpart of that, when MOUZ are taking rounds, it looks so convincing. Like, this 4-4 score looks so one-sided, it's insane.
It really does. Move towards the top of connector. Just again with the rifles that have come out, they've been locking things down so consistently. Zershin, is he really going to walk through this? He's gotten himself tucked in towards stairs. Cypher seems aware, but still tricky. Oh no, he just goes for a wild spam. And Zershin capitalizes, fighting 2. He's clearing out the A-bomb site single-handedly. 3K for him. No troubles whatsoever, and that might be just an immediate save call.
Done and dusted. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, there's 3 1v1s taken on A. Not a single person hits more than 1 shot. In fact, only 1 in totality. Like, that can't happen. Into the Breach. Like, you're looking to make a name for yourselves against MOUZ NXT. And again, I guess I can cut back on it because it is MOUZ NXT. It's probably one of the best tier 2 teams right now. It's like, still though, this is bad. Like, this is really bad. And it looks like they may even walk away from this round with 1 man surviving at the very most.
They're chasing him, hunting him down there, and MHL's gonna find him, just allowing for nothing to go in their way. Oh man, these gun rounds have just been so very one-sided. And MOUZ NXT, you know, they do have Zershin able to step up to it this time. It just looks so good when they just have all of their stars shining. And this is more so what we expect from them, you know, more of the effectiveness that they can offer up here. I think that's a quick top mid smoke thrown out here, and they will try and continue to take that mid control, just working the map so incredibly effective. Every spot, you know, on these defaults, it seems like they're covering so much ground. Looks like they're going to go for a little bit of a cat split, I'd have to imagine.
Look at this. Look at this stack. Look at this play. MOUZ NXT are walking into this stack. I mean, it's in the palm of their hands for Into the Breach. I guess it is just the pistols, but it is still so difficult to win a 5-on-5 at this B site. Smooya's finally transitioned out. But the jump spot onto anybody should pull him right back in, and there it is. The bomb spotted right alongside it, so Smooya's going to be here to try to contest. Molotov thrown into Van. That's one angle you don't have to worry about for the time being. The utility's going to be their best friend here as the quick mowdown is brought up on JDC. Even a team molly's the only thing prohibiting them from the site entry so far. Cypher's 1D's connected for a head to bring one back. But now, 3-on-4 is a completely different story, even if it is a B site that's hard to get into. Not when you're against pistols, not in a man advantage. Smooya still looking to make a name for himself. Maybe, hold on, maybe there is something left in this round, but a bit too early on the trigger pull. Adam probably gave up the advantage that he had there.
Fatigo here. Ooh.
Oh,
trying to find some quick
no.
shots. He's able to do
God!
Oh my god, he turns around for the second. Are you kidding me?
Okay. There it is. It's about time he showed up.
There you are.
We're waiting for him. I've been tapping my watch, eagerly like in the movies, waiting to see when Smooya was going to arrive on the server, and it looks like it's better late than never, as we're all tied up here once again. Finally something that Into the Breach can grasp onto for another hope on life.
That is absolutely blinding right there. That's the Smooya we need. It's the Smooya we know and love there. AWP held on to as well, but they're boosting in towards connector, and Smooya walks away with only a leg shot. Pretty valuable if you consider how effective that position was and how ready they were for that peak. At least you're walking away with your life there. A bit of information.
Well, Smooya's already been tagged up. He was the savior, the hero of your previous rounds. And now with him almost out of the picture, somebody else is going to have to live to tell the tale of it. I hope it's Cypher or Tadpole, but I mean, alongside that, I feel like in this map, Adam's been super quiet. Dawbo hasn't really made a name for himself past that 1B defense round. So I want to see more firepower from these individuals of Into the Breach. Obviously, you may be outclassed when you're looking at a team like MOUZ NXT, but it still shouldn't be this bad. Adam smoked off in window. Looks like he'll have to reposition. Not too surprising considering that angle, but with 50 seconds to go, MOUZ seemingly are going to group into the A site. Smooya won't have an impact, but there should be other players ready to.
They're looking to, again, do this sort of similar set piece that they are so effective at hitting towards that A-bomb site. I'm mulling towards stairs here, but Sersage caught this time. Cypher able to find him, so he's not able to find that 3K entry. So do you think they're going to have that same level of success on this execution?
We're about to find out as Tadpole has still gone undetected into the firebox. The bomb's dropped. Molotov going to be thrown over on Tetris, and even though he may just fall through it, no, he doesn't. Wow, I thought he was going to fall through it, certainly, and then the kill was going to come into the afterlife, but no, there we go. That's what we've been waiting for from Into the Breach. That's what we've been waiting for. Oh, wait, I forget. You don't have a childhood.
Sounds familiar.
SpongeBob, you dingus.
Okay, yeah. I mess around with SpongeBob for sure now. I love SpongeBob.
I don't think I've ever heard someone phrase it like that. I mess around with
amazing.
SpongeBob for sure, man.
That was a big part of my childhood here. Fast Tech 9 play, though. In the lesson, we'll see if they're sent down.
No
oh, my God.
way.
Adam's rolling back in his grave there. They find a trade as well. And just... Tadpole.
The op is dropped. The bomb is still not allowed some safe passageway up connector, but if Smooya can't find this kill, then the round starts to turn to utter destruction. Because 1-for-1s have been continuously taken. This is what I'm talking about. How are rounds like this, even in the realm of reality, even the realm of possibility for MOUZ NXT? The fact is, that first kill in Top Con, how does that happen? Adam is holding for that exact angle. He runs through a smoke.
Absolutely wild right there. I mean, again, a lot of economic damage, but still you're seeing this clawback after clawback come through from MOUZ NXT, never really delivering any sort of success consistently for Into the Breach. I mean, again, they started rallying a little bit off of that 1v2 that Smooya was able to pick up, but it's short-lived as they just answer back with a round like that. Oh my God.
Dudes. It's unfortunate because as quickly as Into the Breach looked like they had something to show us, it's just entirely changed. I mean, look, the CT side does definitely look better than what we saw on Ancient, but it's still a bad thing to say. Oh man, what do you do here if you're Into the Breach, right? Because as soon as you get any form of ground to work with, it's just taken away from you. Oh my God, dude. And even that, even through the smoke, man, it's just not enough. You can't answer back, dude. It's Cypher in a 1-on-5. They're like ants swarming both sides of the map. It's all about just stat pad at this point if you're Cypher. Maybe saving your gun to the next round. Lucky enough for him, nobody's on B right now, but I can't say the same for a long time because I assume they're going to try to hunt them.
Why not? If you just want a big eco round, you have so much in reserve. Just chase down this rifle here and keep things in good standing for you. Just keep things so clean. They even have a player going deep in towards apartments here. Zershin, he's going to be the cutoff point. Like, keep on running. No, he's hit the shift key as well. That's so wild. Cypher, so many angles to clear. He's back turn. His dead to rights here. Knife is out. Oh, no. Oh, I thought for sure he had the flank, but Cypher able to 180 in time.
I mean, look, it's a small W to hold on to if you can take this gun into the next round. And it does look like they're starting to show him a little more respect when it comes to the hunt, but I guess Shane really wants this weapon out of his hands. He's about to take a flight in kitchen, and nice little one tap as a cherry on top. But where is that in the regular parts of the round? Where's that on the initial holds? That's where we need to see that.
Right. Yeah, need to get it early on, right? And Cypher has been an incredibly effective player in connector as well. He's just constantly lighting things up. I mean, I feel like he's pulling his weight, right? He's trying his best to lock things down, and it just hasn't really gone in their way. Yeah, he's going to work up the catwalk side of things in this one. looking to grab some of that mid control. That's been a big problem factor for this Into the Breach roster here. He's solo with the rifle up towards Catwalk. And A is going to be tested already. They're already out of ramp. They're already out of Palace.
Yeah, this is starting to look a bit dire. I mean, it could still be an 8-7 half. Who really knows how it turns out? But is that really going to be something to cling on to? MOUZ NXT's CT side on Ancient already looked good as it was. How's it going to look on their own map? You know, that's just what I'm wondering. I don't really know how to phrase this anymore, because even though it is somewhat close, it's really not. It's one-sided. The rounds MOUZ drop, you replay them again, and it doesn't happen. Even subtract the pistol at the beginning, and, I mean, where do we find ourselves?
It's just a pretty dire state here for Into the Breach. MOUZ NXT looking lights out here. The game plans every step of the way have just been panning out incredibly effectively. Step of the way, it just seems like they got good grip on the situation here. She's just like, what's going on here? What's the gameplay? What's the end goal?
Why not?
Why not?
Get a USP. Work with it. No. Pinnacle odds are only going to keep swaying in one favor over and over and over again. Something needs to be brought back for the likes of Into the Breach if they want to give themselves any fighting chance in the series. It's an ice cream sandwich when it comes to the weaponry. 2 ops and 3 M4s surrounded by it, rather inside of it. But as sweet as an ice cream sandwich tastes, I don't think this round's going to end up sweet if Into the Breach keep looking like what they've been.
Not at all. Gotta figure things out here soon. Again, it just seems like it's a bit out of control at the moment. Kind of been the consistency. You know, a couple flash in the pan rounds, but nothing strung together too often here. We will see Shane so successful in this position before. And look where Sorshin's gotten himself into. I think he spotted that player on top of the balcony here. But he spotted out. Nonetheless, he hits the adjustment in time. A trade is delivered, but that's just spotting things out. Adam getting tested here, and the Molly's going to follow suit. Underhand HE, and there you go. JDC able to strike from above. Dobo still missing op shots. Finally connects through the wall, but it's not for the kill.
2 ops still in play. You don't want them for a retake, so you need to hold it down on the initial site defense. You need to put your all on the table right now. Trying to spam through the boxes. Cypher, unluckily so. He has to go up through the smoke instead. 1v3 for Shane, and there's a couple of 1v1s to be taken. But does he know about Smooya's angle on stairs? As it stands, no, he doesn't. Swings through to spot the shoulder. But look at Cypher pushing up completely undetected. Thankfully, as the trade, that was about to be devastating for Into the Breach.
They walk away with an 8-7 half here. It's still, you know, a little bit labored for sure, but it's better than nothing. It's better than that 9-6 that could have been the potential. And, you know, continuing to allow for MOUZ's NXT's game plans to succeed and thrive, in which they've been doing so far. Able to lock things down nonetheless here as we head into the second half with a 9-6 scoreline.
Well,
8-7.
we need to see another pistol. Like, I mean,
yeah.
We need to have something to hold on to for this T side. Like, I'm hoping Into the Breach can show us something, because even though I may not be sided one way or the other, it's just upsetting to see, like, what was supposed to be a super hyped up roster. I mean, you pick up Smooya, now you've got a lot more fans behind you. Then you come out of the gates with a performance like this. I just want to see more from them, and it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Already off the rip on the pistol, they've lost the opening pick, and no smokes cover any angles. They're going to have to take every single fight as they come. Bomb goes down, but it's still the 5-on-4 that I just discussed. So these post plants are going to have to be perfect.
So much retake utility as well. That's a big kicker here. Cypher, labored. He gets stinked down while he's trying to find the headshot. And they're just all falling at the wayside here. So much success. The HE's nailing at him as well. And they're just one bullet in from finishing the job. JDC to do it. MOUZ NXT, they start that second half out just as they left off with, you know, resounding success.
And again, it's an unfortunate way for Into the Breach to end off, but maybe that bomb plant's going to labor them into a force buy in the second. I mean, we have seen them 3 out of 3 times when they go off the pistol. Rather, we've seen them twice now when they lose the pistol, they go into a force buy after it. So, no surprise to see him do it again. And, you know, honestly, it's probably their best chance at winning one of these, because when you're going against the CT side, you can keep it somewhat even if you get the bomb down and you go for that second round force just because of the CT money. But again, somebody needs to deliver in the kill feed. Like, that's really just the bottom line, because it doesn't matter what guns you have, doesn't matter how good it looks. Like, if you're not hitting shots, if nobody's getting these kills, then it doesn't matter if you're in a 4-on-5 or even a 3-on-5. Like, you're just gonna lose.
Right here, MHL's a very interesting position. Okay, he does fall off before that smoke fades away. Could have been a really big factor in this round, or he could have gone down early, depending on how risky that would have been. Nice pickup there from Cypher. Is delivering in the kill feed, but how long can he remain in good standing here? He spots things out a little bit towards mid, but he's smoked off once again. Utility's still standing pretty strong as well. Smoke, a couple mollies in the mix here for Into the Breach. A lot of flashbang, a lot of execution power here, including that man advantage. But how long can they remain that way, as MHL has been able to find the equalizer?
And alongside that, health advantage now rides in the home of MOUZ NXT. You still have a Dabo on 11 HP on the opposition. And he seems a bit stingy to give up that Galil. Even with his low HP margin, he's still got some confidence to try to find another pick. Though, they've already kind of set themselves up for failure. Look at where Shane is right now. MHL's really only going to play a bait angle. Even if he gets smoked off, you throw some bullets through it, nobody's going to be expecting Shane to be in Palace right now. 30 seconds to go. This bomb needs to go down. And as soon as anybody's spotted, it's going to be a full-on rotation.
Yeah, they're just so well prepped for this. Although, there's a missed
man.
opportunity from MHL here. Just in time, Smooya drops down. Numbers will be punched in safely on the... So surprising. Was that in the opposite of default? No. Yes, it was. I can see that bomb taking. Absolutely surreal. And Smooya finds the flank there. That's one less member. And a huge pickup right there for Smooya.
Why is Shane going around? Why is he not just going through Palace? I mean, he easily could have denied the plant, if not more. And now he leaves his team in an unadvantageous retake. 3-on-4. Yeah, you've got a couple of low members, but with these post plants so deeply and well established, it's going to be so difficult to crack through. They've done some good due diligence, but it's not going to be enough. JDC 1v3, and he'll only get one before Into the Breach take the force buy back with them.
A big lifeline right there for Into the Breach, as they make things a little more easy and trying to claw back the scoreline here. But if you're looking for something easy as well, you could go and check out AstroPay. They have easy deposit and withdrawals, and a great usage of currency if you're looking to maybe get some online payments done. Mention that, go check them out. Lovely sponsors over at the Pinnacle Cup.
Comes to weaponry, but we've seen them throw rounds away like this before. Though I will say MOUZ NXT have given them a lot of free reign over mid control, and this could come back to haunt them, or maybe not. MHL, he's just picked him up on catwalk, and now you've got to go up connector, but he's gone uncleared as well. Oh man, just barely overextends. And now Shane, it looks like he won't be going around through T-Spawn this time. He'll just chill at Palace. Tried to deny the plant, but look at Zersh and how he's even able to get here, picking up one, doubling down. The AK recovered's a nightmare for the likes of Into the Breach. And the pain might not end yet. It's still going uncleared. He's just tripled up Zersh. And I spoke about him not being a star. Apparently, I'm just dead wrong. He may pick up every single kill necessary. He will. A quad to end it. 10 for MOUZ.
Start things off with one kill from MHL. Rifle retrieved from Zershin, and that's just what ends it right there. And this is exactly what we kind of expected from Zershin, and I don't blame you for kind of thinking that he might go silent. He was definitely silent in that matchup that we last watched him versus Ungentium. This is the opposite case right now. We are seeing a lights out performance from him. 22nd kill in the round so far, in this map so far, and it's just absolutely incredible.
He is just shining right now. Like, it doesn't seem like anything can stop him. And it's good to see him start to show up. Shui's round, picking up 2 in middle. I guess it is just against a weakened buy, but still walking through a smoke, taking 2 names with you. That's impressive. Same from Tadpole, who's able to walk away with at least a dink from the Tech 9. Though Zershin wanted to activate once more, just barely misses the opportunity. Adam crawls back into his safe haven over an underpass and even adds a kill to his tally mark through the smoke. Oh, I thought Smoothie was going to put her in a tag. But now as he charges into the B side, he should get shut down at the seams before he's spotted. It's not a scout on the angle, my friend. It's going to be an AK, and you're not really baiting out a shot that's meaningful on that one. Sees the shoulder, could take a 1v1, but it'd be a bit strained and a bit too far to ask him to win it. But it'll be stolen away anyway, so 11-8.
That's a big round right there. I mean, you finally kind of shut down some of that momentum. You're able to find some of the equalizing blows and keep things in good standing. As you can see, look at the bottom of your screen there. You might need to see some better signs of life there, and you can do that potentially with some new MSI monitors. You can have a 360 hertz, which is I feel like absolutely sick. You know, they just keep going up, right?
I wonder if that'll ever get to like the refresh rate.
What
of
is the
monitor get to
max?
a point? Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there like a human limit? Oh my God! Hold on.
Ooh.
Screw the human limit, man. They just took an absolute firefighting ramp. Smooya's doubled down to the P250. Got a gun to be picked up too, but with no armor, I don't know if it'll be doing you very much success rate. Nate even comes through for some safekeeping. MHL through the smoke also gets doubled. Smooya's showing off his pistol skills. And he is yet to pick up any of these guns. Is somebody above him? No, he's gotten this gun too. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Whoa, oh my God. Zershin's just giving him info of the player here, and he heard JDC jumping in from the stairwell. Smooya knows where both members are right now. Who gives him another kill? Oh man. Falling in accuracy actually could have given Smooya a fourth there, but still 3 with a P250. That's impressive.
Yeah, you'll take that any day of the week, but still, you're getting to that point where economic damage doesn't mean too much right now. As MOUZ NXT, they move closer and closer to that finishing line. You know, hitting that 16 on series point as well. Now, I haven't really mentioned this too much, but this is just that Swiss stage, so it's not the end of the world, right? You drop out of this, you lose to a really strong opponent in MOUZ NXT, and you're still in things for sure. Into the breach, they have more time to try and, you know, bounce back, to try and figure things out, because I think that's kind of what we've been seeing for the most part, a lacking of cohesion in a roster that's relatively brand new.
MXT, they're walking into Palace and not into a welcoming player. Tadpole does not allow him into the home, not even to use the restroom. Instantly shut down. Says, get out of here. And into the breach. They may be able to find themselves another T-sided round, but remember, this has been super strained away success. It's been nothing consistent. So, well, again, we need to see something lead to the start of more.
Doubt. We'll see if they can do so, although they are walking into one of the heavier hitters right now, Zershin. Although in the meantime, I will say they've cleared out A, so I can imagine that'll be a detour into an A bomb site finish, which is where they're heading with the bomb. Good signs here as they might even look to close in. Now, you don't want to give up too much. You know, obviously, you would like to drop these weapons, but it could be risky. MHL holding an angle, patiently waiting, and everyone on into the breach has just kind of closed in upon them.
Well, I guess it's good to see some form of a lease on life on the T side. And it is obviously better than Ancient, right? I will, maybe I've been discrediting Into the Breach a lot, but for what it's worth, it is a lot better than the previous map. But that's not saying much.
Not quite. Again, I mean, we've talked about this plenty of times, but they need to kind of parlay some of that success into followed up success. You know, find, you know, a string of rounds together. Can't really be those flash in the pan rounds. And again, you know, how replicable is it that Tadpole is just able to walk out of Palace and find 2 kills on the opener is my question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Because this round does really swing into the favor of Into the Breach when MOUZ NXT get a bit too comfy cozy with their Palace pushes. Because they have consistently been like putting a player there, whether it's Shane getting aggressive, going all the way around through T-spawn, just sitting there holding the angle, or even there where 2 players push it and try to make something of the round because of it. Into the breach, they wise up to it. They keep Tadpole there, and because of it, they win the round. But I'm with you, right? You're not going to have that happen every time. Somebody's going to have to pick up those kills consistently.
Very true here. Got a little mid boost going on towards the fence. I like this play that's being brought up more and more frequently. Zershin, of all people, getting those resources expended to him. He has that help as well. I'm catwalking MHL. But you got to be careful. Smooya's on the move, ready to try and shut things down. he jumps on that bench, he might catch one off guard completely. Instead, oh no! Xerxian somehow nails a headshot, and MHL strikes accordingly.
They've just been able to double down in middle. Nowhere near a trade potential. Is into the breach now, are grasping at straws. Something needs to go their way. It's desperation times in this round. Cypher going to be the one to try to be a hero for into the breach, and the only man who could potentially give him a kill is JDC, but having the advantageous angle pretty much just cements the end of it. They should be 13-2, and minus a bomb plant could very well be 14.
We'll see if that's true here. Tadpole has found one on A, make it a double. She's doing it again. Maybe we were exactly wrong there. Shui's right around the corner with only a D. Drop down coming through from Tadpole, and Shui is playing a risky game here as he continues to repeat.
Oh my god, just barely misses what could have been fatal from Shui. Reloading the deagle, won't get caught, still sits behind the stairwell, but there goes that double entry. Into the void it goes, nobody else delivers. Into the breach, they get sent packing.
There you go. I mean, Tadpole does find his 2 kills on A, but still, he had no resources other than that. Only one teammate in support here. And that is a bit of a heartbreaking round for Into the Breach. You know, getting answer back immediately. You have that double catwalk aggression coming through from Xerxian, and MHL just striking as a 1-2 punch. That's extremely tricky to deal with. I mean, it's hard to really fault Into the Breach for struggling up against what MOUZ NXT is throwing at them so consistently.
Yeah, some really impressive, like, consistency when it comes to MOUZ NXT in the long run. Even when they've lost multiple rounds in a row, they've just shaken it off like it's nothing. Like it's some sand on their shoulder. And while the buys come back through from Into the Breach, it's a bit risky at that. I mean, even though, again, you do have the, like, a ton of utility, you've got most people on weapons, there are some cracks in it. And if you lose this round without a bomb plant, well, you've just given MOUZ NXT series point in 6 of them. So a lot of pressure falls onto you to successfully convert this round, and now even doubling up in connector. MOUZ NXT, they know their own weakness, and they've countered it themselves. Chewy up through the smoke, though. He's somehow been able to find 2, even though there's an extra man on the bench. Oh, Smooth, you can't answer to that. The bomb dropped in the open, but Chewy's tripled up. It's Tadpole 1v4. A shaky spray, he's picked up the offer, can't double down. Shane and Chewy are just going crazy this game right now for MOUZ NXT, but that's to be, I mean, expected. 43-1, dude.
Pinnacle odds, man, just so heavily favoring MOUZ NXT. It's hard to blame them. That round was incredible, what they were able to put through. I mean, it looked so easy. It just simple popped through that connector smoke. A lot of times you see that getting punished. They had, you know, a player on that bench, but it was just so chaotic in that chaos. MOUZ NXT able to thrive there with that coordination again. In the name of the game here, MHL missing the cat jump. No worries, he'll detour in towards connector. Yes, be careful though. That scope's been heard.
He knows where he is. Adam wants this kill, and he'll take it with glee as they come out into the B site. They've yet to clear out JDC's angle. It doesn't matter what opener you find if the bomb is lying on the ground for the CT side. The remainder of the force is spotted. And now rotation's accounted for as well. Leaves it to Smooya's Deagle behind a Molotov, a nade, a flash, and a smoke. A full set of utility was in front of him. Now as it starts to fade away, he looks to make his mark. Continuously peppering in bullets through it. Smooya's just heard a man fall off, but that could be the fake they want. JDC is still sat on the angle, and it's going to be Shane to find the kill. I thought it would be JDC swinging through, but 15-9, 6 series points for MOUZ NXT to mop the floor with Into the Breach.
It doesn't get much more easy than this right here. I mean, you've given yourself a clean ancient first on your opponent's map pick. You head into that second half, and you've only given over 2 rounds here. It's pretty lights out what we're seeing. You know, just showing that they are that level above, and you know, Smooth's impact yet to be fully heard here just yet on Into the Breach. See if it's enough to close things down. A mid-aggression coming through. It's a dag onto Adam. Not much damage though as he moves up catwalk quickly and able to find the answer back. That's a nice headshot. Christian right around the corner though.
Oh my god, wait, oh my god, MHL, oh what the? There are so many moments where that should have gone in multiple amounts of ways, but still, it looks like MOUZ NXT regained control of the situation, not prolonging Shane's life. 3 for 3, lucky enough, they've been able to claw this back to a manageable standpoint where it shouldn't have been through the smoke. It's another free kill given up. MOUZ NXT 2 frags away from cementing the score. 2-1 double around the smoke with the bomb now spotted. Xerxian the man to find it. Who better to close out this game with a big 3K like that than Xerxian? 29 kills on Mirage, and there's just no stopping this man. He did show up as the star, and I guess It's good to see from him. Way more signs of life than we had seen before, and at the perfect time, as that may have been JDC's last official on MOUZ NXT.
It might have been, yeah. If he's here tomorrow, I mean, we'll find out. But I think you might be onto something there. I don't know, you know. But either way, you know, if it is his last game, he's left on a very high note. That's such an incredible series put together. And not even just that he was doing well, but as a team, they looked like they were functioning at such a high level as a pack unit. And so that's what's most exciting overall, I have to say, you know, is that they were really playing together like a well-oiled machine. Just seemed like they were hitting all their strides.
100%, right? There was not really a point in time in that entire series where we could say that Into the Breach looked like they were going to take even a map or a half. It was consistently poor from them, and I don't even know if that was because of a lackluster play from them or because of a shining star-like play from MOUZ NXT, where every single bit of, you know, push is thrown to them, any single setup thrown against them just wasn't enough. They were constantly adapting and adjusting, and it panned out really well for them.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. That was the big kicker here. I think that MOUZ NXT were playing very well. There was definitely some mistakes made, though, on the other hand of things. Into the Breach, they have a little bit of work to do to try and build some of that cohesion. There's a lot of individual plays being made that got punished here. And as we could take a look, you know, like we had mentioned earlier, we're in the Swiss stage, so it's not like we're saying goodbye to them or anything or like that. You know, they still have chances to move forward here up against a lot of tough opposition, though, as you can see in that one lost column. It is terrifying to be here. Nonetheless, you know, able to you know, show some promise there. smoothie did have some highlight moments, and that's what we expect. Just need a little more time, I'd have to imagine, to really glue as a team.
Of course, it is the main Swish. You're right. Nobody's eliminated just yet. There's still 2 games left for any team to be played, but not the same for our upcoming boys. We've still got a couple of 0-1 teams, rather 0-0 teams, looking to make their star in the Pinnacle Cup, so stick around for a bit of an extended break.